Hey, greetings everybody out there in MLB land. It's your buddy Chopadong. This is the DFS MLB rundown. It's a little bit late today, but you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. We're going to dive in. We're going to plow through this. I'm going to show you the starting lineups tool at the end. I'm going to talk very, very fast so we can get it all in here in 15 minutes or less. So let's dive in. As usual, I'm content creator and coach at dfsarmy.com. Coupon code CHOP, C-H-O-P, triggers 20% off discount each and every month. You remain a member. Click like, click subscribe down there at the bottom in the comments section, and get every video dropped to your phone. Let's hit the ground running with the starting pitching tab. As usual, we slide over to the chop shop. We sort by K-score. We bring the big guys to the top. The big guys are going to be Blake Snell and Yu Darvish tonight. I'm just pointing that out because I've already got it sorted by ascending W score, which pushes the bad pitchers to the bottom. We're going to focus on these pink guys. As I scroll over here to show you this section a little bit more, you're looking for all of the pinks. You don't want to see a lot of green in there because that's a good thing. You got two pitchers making their debuts. You could certainly stack against them if you wanted to, but I might be focused on somebody like this with a high walk rate and a high Sierra in Nate Peterson, stack against him. I might stack against, somebody here with some pink across the board. That's Dylan Cease. Come down here. Here's some pink across the board. Who is that? Is that Zach Godley? That's interesting. And then these bottom three guys, LeBlanc, Burns, Mejia, etc. So we come over here. We see who these teams are. And we've got Cleveland and Chicago White Sox up top, which would be interesting. You're taking a little bit of a chance there, but Nate Pearson's Baltimore. Down here, Dylan Cease is Detroit. Zach Eflin was Boston. Those are interesting names. I'm not interested in those offenses typically, but I'm going to have to give them a little bit of a look tonight. And then down here with Godley with Philly, New York, Toronto, Minnesota, New York Mets. These are the teams that I'm looking to potentially stack. I come over here to the batters tab, look for a little bit of validation. I sort the chop shop again by W score, bring all the big dudes to the top. And I noticed that Minnesota's way up top, and Minnesota's up top, but New York is up top as well. Those are the two validated stacks. They're kind of getting a double green light. You got a high W score, and you're all over the W scores on the slate. So it's a good spot for those two teams. Then I would come over here and I would start sorting by position. I'm going to key on 600 or above today because it's a bigger slate. We've got some really high W scores. You can see it's always going to be the top 3 or 4 guys. So as that is, Avila, Ramos, Garver, Cisco. Doesn't mean Real Muto's bad. It just means these guys are a little bit better. I would probably boost them in projections and let the projections sit on all of those other guys. Alonzo Moreland, Bell, Tellez, Brad Miller, Miguel Sano. That's the over 600 guys for first base. I don't need to scroll back and forth and make you dizzy. Cano, Ares, and Lau are the ones. Biggio's okay if you want to use him, but these are the 3 that I would definitely be keying on. McNeil, Devers, Marwin Gonzalez, Adrianza, whichever one starts. These would be the guys I'd be keying on here. Polanco, Rosario. Tim Anderson was close, but not quite. Although he's hot as balls, you might want to include him in some of your stuff. Outfield went way down here, almost to Bellinger. Verdugo was the last guy at 600. So Smith, Conforto, Kepler, Davis, Nimmo, whoever starts in the outfield in New York. Rosario, Guerrero, Cave, Yelich, Bruce, Meadows, Cruz, Soto. These guys make great one-offs tonight. Santander, Teoscar, Hernandez, and Verdugo. Doesn't mean Bellinger's bad. It just means I might opt for a Cruz or a Yelich or a Soto or somebody like that before a Bellinger tonight, even though I still like him quite a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dive into, I looked at trends, I looked at BVP. I didn't see much. I will give you a little BVP hint. If Gary Sanchez is heating up, he would be somebody that I'd be focused on for BVP tonight. Starting lineups page. This is very, very simple. We've got an average expected WOBA. Expected WOBA is kind of the X stats, remove the luck factor. XFIP, WRC+, all that kind of stuff are those expected stats. This xWOBA is the WOBA the hitter should be hitting to if he wasn't getting either really, really lucky, meaning his WOBA is way over his xWOBA, or he's getting really unlucky, meaning his WOBA is way under his xWOBA. It's just that simple. So I'm going to look at this starting lineups page, and I'm going to see the batting order, the names, the salaries, all that good stuff. I'm going to see OPS, which is on base plus slug. 800 is good. Over 1,000 is great. WOBA 375-ish is good. Over 400 is great. xWOBA same diff. ISO 180 is good. 200 is great. K percent, walk percent, DFSA grade, you've got confirmed, you've got or projected, you've got weather, you've got time, you've got IRT, which is implied run total. You got some pitching information down here. I'm focused right here. I'm not looking necessarily at the independent players when I'm trying to stack. I'm looking for what teams' lineups might be in a good spot that I didn't already see in the research station. So as I scroll down past these guys, well, I'll show you on San Diego. See how good this one is? You've got an ex-WOBA over your WOBA. They're both green. You're facing a pitcher with a high carnage number. San Diego should put up runs today. You don't have to look at it any deeper than that. Stack San Diego Padres. Look down here in the next game, LA. Same thing. You've got green down here. You've got ex-WOBA and WOBA about the same. A good OPS for the team. You've got a decent or a low DFSA grade, a red DFSA grade for the opposing pitcher. We know San Francisco gives up tons of runs. LA's in a good spot. LA's primed to score some runs tonight. If I was playing on this 3-game early slate, I'd be stacking Padres, Angels, and I'm out. That's all I got to do. I'd throw them in my optimizer and I'd play around with them. It's not that hard. Now, is it going to work every time? No. But it's going to work often enough, I'll be just fine. Baseball's a very volatile sport. It doesn't always work. But now you have reason to believe that what you're doing is right. If San Diego doesn't score runs today, you didn't do anything wrong. It just didn't work. The numbers were there. Okay? So now Tampa Bay, kind of. New York Yankees, not so much. Look at this. Low expected WOBA, low, not a great. Now that's maybe the lineup that they're putting out there. That may be the matchup with the pitcher. It may be a combination of both, whatever it is. Yankees, if they blow up, it's a little bit of an outlier today. The paper says that they're not in a really, really good spot. They're not really primed to do much. Cleveland's situation is similar. Pittsburgh's situation is similar. Ugh, they might score 10 runs, but they shouldn't. If they do, it's an outlier. Again, you didn't do anything wrong. Your research didn't miss anything. They're facing a good pitcher, and they're a crappy lineup. Come on. Washington, better situation. They'd be on my radar. Atlanta, better situation. They'd be on my radar. I'm just looking for green numbers in these lineup totals. Does that make sense? That's all I care about. I don't give a crap about anything else. How simple does this get? Seattle gives up a ton of runs, so I should be liking the Dodgers. And the Dodgers are showing me a high ex-WOBA and a lower WOBA, which means they should ascend to this type of a number. This 650 is low for these guys. They're not hitting at their talent level. They're due to heat up. Will they do it against a team that gives up a ton of runs? They should. I don't know if they will, but they should. They're a good team to take a gamble on. Mets, great situation. Facing Miami, bad lineup for Miami. I'd be stacking Mets like crazy. Philadelphia Phillies, look at this, 315 and a 376. Lots of room to grow. I would be stacking Phillies like mad because Boston, as we know, their pitching sucks. Terrible pitching for Boston this year. They've been giving up runs like crazy. Phillies are in a good spot. Toronto, not so much. Baltimore's in a good spot, believe it or not. But Baltimore's 326 expected WOBA, 340 almost regular WOBA, 850 as a team. They're hitting a little bit over their heads. They're due to cool off. Will it happen tonight? I don't know. They're not facing a very good pitcher, so they could carry on tonight. But when they run up against good pitchers, I'd probably get off of their bats. Detroit, no. Chicago White Sox, sure, take a shot on them. High OPS and the WOBA, it's decent. It's not great, but Detroit's giving up runs. We've got a low DFSA grade on the pitcher. I would take a shot with some White Sox tonight. Milwaukee, probably not so much. Minnesota, I don't know. They're all right. Nothing special here today in this matchup. St. Louis, same thing, nothing special here. But over here, the Cubbies, and what I know about Ponce de Leon, the pitcher, is he's a very, very good pitcher. He could wipe out lineups top to bottom, but he's also prone to the crooked number, being a little bit inexperienced. He gets a little bit into if he doesn't get the calls from the umpire, that would be something I might look at. Who's the umpire tonight? And if he doesn't get the calls, he gets squeezed a little bit. He can walk some guys. He can get into bad spots. He can give up crooked numbers. Cubs look primed to do so, so as a tournament stack, Cubbies might be kind of fun to stack as well. So top to bottom, 10 minutes. That's your slate looking at 2 different tools. It's just not hard, folks, but if this is the type of stuff that you want to win tournaments, to hyper simplify your research so you can get in and out and into the optimizer building lineups in 10 to 15 minutes every day, you need to follow us. You need our tools, dfsarmy.com. I'm Chopadong. Use the coupon code CHOP, C-H-O-P. Trigger the 20% off discount. Get up on top of the leaderboard with all of us Army hats. We'd love to have you. We can help you get there. I've spent hours and hours and hours going over people's processes the last couple of weeks, hyper simplifying their process and putting them on the winning track. We get results. It's that simple. We have coaches for every sport. We have every sport covered. So whether you want to play NASCAR or MMA, it doesn't matter. You can get in here and you can start winning right now. Hopefully I see you in here. Coupon code shop, like and subscribe to the video while you're down there, and we're out of here.